I feel like there was a part of you that was like, all right, I do not want to get typecasted. Like, how many times can I play an assassin?
Right.
And every time they fed you the role, it was like, oh, this works.
Yeah.
Right. And then you ended up in John Wick 2. And that was like, you was one of them guys.
Yeah,
like,
he was
like, yo, I think John about to run in the comment again. It's about to get crazy. But y'all was walking through the mall like, peek, 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 peek. I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I should have put this in the video.
How you land that
That's
role?
what I'm saying. I would love to see that in the video.
How you land that role?
Oh man, they hit me up and was like, yo, you familiar with John Wick? And I was like, nah, not really. So my agent was like, you gotta watch John Wick. I watched the first one. I was like, yo, this shit dope. This shit dope.
Right.
And then I met with the director. He was like, okay, so we think about you for this role. And I just basically was like, listen, if you think about me, I'm the one. Because I'm gonna go as hard as possible. I'm about to take it to the level. Because I think he was trying to see what I'd be as committed. Because that, to get to that fighting level and like all those stuff, man, it's a lot of training. Like it's like they put us through 4 or 5 months of training before we film a scene.
Wow.
Yeah. So you got to be dedicated to that, like, and committed. And them dudes that do John Wick, Chad and that whole team, they the highest level of action dudes. They came from being stuntmen for Keanu Reeves and Keanu Reeves and all that. So they done a lot of. So they like, listen, if you gonna come rock with us, you got to be at the level. And that's basically, I let them know that I was about it. Yeah. And I was willing to train, start the training. I showed up when I was supposed to. And Keanu is at that level, man. Keanu is
Matrix.
Like, he like gun work, fighting.
gun work.
That nigga is nice. Like,
his instructor was on Joe Rogan and he asked him, what do you do to flipping the clip? And he was like, I've actually got to give that to Keanu. He came up with ejecting the clip that way and putting another one. Like
crazy.
A lot of things he just
and that's
came
in
up with
John
on his
Wick
own.
too, right?
Say it again?
Yeah, that's in John Wick.
Yeah. No,
so, like
all of them.
all through. But that guy specifically was like, well, who came up with the clip? And he was like, he did. He came
that
up
dude.
with
He comes
Did you
to
learn it?
Yeah, I mean, I learned the stuff that my character had to do, and just all like they take you through the basics. So I felt like I learned some shit, So I ain't gonna try to be out on the street trying to do that shit.
If you had to ride the train, and some people came on the train, you good.
I'm good.
Mapping his start shit. He's like, so you're not gonna go in the subway.
Right.
No, I'm just saying, I'll take the, bro, we can do, me and Common can jump on the A train. I know he got it.
We good. We
good.
We good.
I see the work, bro.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Now, this is a character that continued on from Aces. I was thinking, did they take this character and kind of like move him into this movie?
Well, to me, they different characters, but I mean, maybe you viewed it as similar characters because they both was like the heavies in the movies, and they both was fighters. Like my character in Smoking Aces was a bodyguard for Jeremy Piven's character, so like he had to look out, but that was even more, just being a bodyguard, we had to show like this relationship, like a friendship, because the movie ended up being like that one scene that I had with him where he betrayed me, it had to mean something, and that ain't gonna mean nothing if I'm just being a bodyguard, a big dumb mug, so I made sure that my character had the depth and we had the real bond, so when we in that bathroom scene in Smoking Aces, and I'm confronting them, it's like a real, you betrayed me. Everybody know betrayal. And that was part of what I wanted to bring, what I wanted to bring to that. Exactly. Now, when you fast forward to John Wick, that dude was there on a mission. He got assigned to do it. Him and John Wick was cool, but he had to handle his business. And people understand that, and that shit was fun though.
Are we gonna get to see you play that character again?
I would love to, man. Somebody just said something to me at the airport, like, why don't they do a spinoff of your character in John Wick too? And I was like,
bro.
I would love that, man. They should do that. But I ain't gonna front. I went to, when they was doing John Wick 3, I'm like, how y'all ain't got my character in here? You know, like,
Yeah, 'cause they brought it out.
He ain't died. He had the knife, and he told him, don't.
He smiled after.
Don't,
Right.
Yeah, he said, don't pull the
pull
knife
it out.
out as you going. But they ain't write him into the third or the fourth. But who knows, man? I mean, I love the team, and you know, I think a spinoff would be dope, especially a black dude in that type of, you know, because it's universal. John Wick is universal. Everybody like it, but to see that character, you know, a black man out there doing that would be dope.
What does it take for you to get your own movie? Like you and Latifah had a great
Just
flick
Right,
to get. Like that Just Right movie was fire.
Yeah.
What does it take to get? At this point, you're established. You got people calling you. Hey, we're thinking about you for this role.
What movie companies look at it like this? They like, okay, how much? If we cast Common, how much is this gonna sell nationally? But how much is it gonna sell internationally?
Mm-hmm.
And they looking at your movie numbers. They not looking at your record numbers. They not looking at you know, like when it comes to leading a movie. Because to be honest, sometimes you could be very popular in the music business, but that don't mean that it's gonna translate to movie tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So they not like, I mean, they'll cash you like and say, okay, we got such and such in here, but that don't mean necessarily that it's gonna be a big international hit. Like they look at your numbers. They straight look at numbers when they talking about green lighting certain movies, or unless. And I'm talking about how the studios do it. That's the studio. But the directors, they usually look at like the artists they want to work with.
The talent.
The talent.
Right.
But then, you know, you still got producers and studios being like, yeah, you might like Common, but this dude is going to bring in more people to the box office.
I don't know. I feel like they kind of pick and choose, because we look at movies like Get Rich or Die Trying.
Right.
I mean, 50's a much better actor now.
Right.
But at the time, it was like, all right, the hype around
First
this
big movie
is coming from his music. 8 Mile, the hype around this is coming from the music.
That is for sure. That is for sure. But you gotta understand, like, that was a moment for us. Like, think about it, a lot of rappers was getting cast. Like DMX was killing it. God bless his soul.
Yes.
He was lighting it up in the movies. 50 had his movie. Ludacris. Mos Def is a phenomenal actor.
he's great.
Like,
He's been in some stuff.
But at a certain point, that stuff started, it wasn't as successful. You like, okay, you know, it was a hype around that for a minute, but then eventually it was like, okay, we just casted this popular artist and it still didn't get our movie to that level. So that kind of died down. And I mean, they call it stunt casting. They still put, you know, some popular people in certain stuff. You'll see Bad Bunny in one of those movies, but it ain't like that. He was in some train movie. I can't remember what it was, but they ain't gonna make him just the star of the movie,
right?
Unless it's something based around something that may be musical for the Latino community. Right. They ain't making him just the star. If you noticed in that movie, they didn't just make him. It was other people there too.
Don't they have to eventually try?
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.